In Mexico City, late teen friends Tenoch and Julio are feeling restless as their respective girlfriends are traveling together through Europe before they all begin the next phase of their lives at college. At a Lovis family wedding, Tenoch and Julio meet Luisa, the 20-something wife of Tenoch's cousin Geno, the two who have just moved to Mexico from Spain. Tenoch and Julio try to impress the beautiful Luisa by telling her that they will be taking a trip to the most beautiful secluded beach in Mexico. The trip and the beach which in reality don't exist. When Luisa learns of Geno's latest marital indiscretion straight from the horse's mouth, she takes Tenoch and Julio's offer to go along on this road trip, meaning that Tenoch and Julio have to pull together quickly a road trip to a non-existent beach. They decide to head toward one suggested by their friend Seba, who seems a little confused himself of this beach location. Viaggio celebrity presents top 10 movies like Tu Mama Tambien. Number 10. Now and Later 2009. Bill was a golden boy of the banking industry, living the good life in Los Angeles. He had a nice house, a good job, and a loving wife. And then he got greedy, lost everything, and was sentenced to an 8-year prison term. Instead of giving up his freedom, he jumps bail. While in hiding, his former driver Luis finds him and offers to get him out of the country. But Bill must hold up for a few days more before the truck will leave. Luis brings Bill to Eddie's, a cheap Central American dive in downtown LA. There, Bill meets Angela, a free-spirited Latina. Bill has been on the run for weeks. He is depressed and suicidal. Angela offers to take him in when she discovers he has nowhere to go. Bill had always succeeded when he focused on the future, but finds himself at loose end with the present. He was always concerned with the next big sale, buying a bigger house, bigger car. He never learned to stop and enjoy the moment. His ambition and his desire for more power and money is what led him to overextending his reach at the bank and ultimately to a prison sentence. Angela, on the other hand, lives in the now. She doesn't worry about tomorrow. She will deal with that when it happens. Number 9. After 2009. Manuel, Anna and Julio get together in a warm summer night after not having seen each other for a while and set off to explore the night. Manuel has a 4-year-old boy, a wife and a beautiful home. Julio is a top executive at an international company and Anna has a boyfriend who she loves and also leads a very comfortable life. Although the three friends have everything apparently necessary to be happy, they feel dissatisfied and extremely lonely. They are incapable of assuming their adult lives and enjoying life as every time they reach a new stage, they eagerly observe that they are still desperately waiting for the next one. They escape toward adolescence as the only way to get rid of their ghost. After is the last stop, the last open bar, the end of the journey. I cannot believe this film is only rating 5.1. I thought it was a gripping, gritty and realistic descent into the sort of nightlife madness which comes along once in a while. Number 8. American Translation 2011. An ambiguous Frenchman toured his native countryside with his naive American lover in pursuit of the ultimate thrill. From the moment they meet, brooding Chris and the beautiful Aurora fall instantly and passionately in love, but it is not long before their intense connection is consumed by Chris' dark obsession with gay men. Before long, the pair embark on a violent journey filled with seduction and destruction of a young gay hustlers, hard-hitting and widely controversial. American Translation is a twisted Bonnie and Clyde for a new generation. This movie about a naive young girl who falls in love with a hustler and serial killer may be a little pretentious in that it owes an obvious debt to the jolly good French classic Breathless. It's definitely heavy on the love. Bar regular Pierre Perrier is one of the prettiest pretty boys in the land of wine of truffles. He is not especially believable as vicious serial killer, but he would probably be a great cellmate if you were doing life in prison. Number 7. Blueberry Fields Forever 2016. After a chance meeting with a girl, a nameless boy becomes her lover and guardian angel. Together they avenge the girl's rape, fleeing into the woods in an attempt to escape the modern world and civilization. They commit more crimes, killing encounter people at random until the third character comes into the story, changing the dynamic of the lovers' relationship. It's an emotional story of passion, violence, and the impossibility of running away from oneself. Lead actress of the movie is Ekaterina Stablina. Ekaterina Stablina is an actress known for Blueberry Fields Forever, Ghost, and Post Lady Minister. Movie is directed by Alexander Vatanov. Alexander Vatanov was born in Moscow. He is a director and writer known for Blueberry Fields Forever, Bullet Collector, and Taka.rf. Number 6. I Love You Renato 2012. Beto dates Adriana and her best friend is Andrew, and in a weekend they pass a weekend in the country and there they begin to live in a novel to three. With the time Beto and Andrew are alone. Without the presence of Adriana, they fall in love and begin to do the things together. Soon the three embark on a journey of discovery, music and desire. Although I do not speak or understand Portuguese, this film is so well done that it is not difficult to follow the storyline. The relationship between Beto, Andrew and Adriana is convincing and moving due to the profound chemistry that exists between the three actors. Vinicius Smolin, Ingrid Conte and Philip Vaz is what gives this film life, as the performances were right on the mark in portraying three young teenagers caught up in a complicated yet passionate love triangle. The supporting cast was equal to the tasks, specifically Beto's mother, who provided effective comic relief even though I did not understand most of her dialogue in Portuguese. Number 5. Itsi Bitsi 2014. 1962 is the year when an entire generation lives life as though it was the last day. Young activist Ike has his entire life turned upside down when he falls head over heels in love with the beautiful peace activist Iben, and she falls in love with him. But Iben is a child of the times and freely accepts the order of the day, free love. She renounces personal right of ownership and will not settle for one man when she can have several. In typically romantic fashion, he begins a struggle to win all of her love. As a poet, writer and singer, he constantly confesses his love to her. But Ike must accept defeat, and in 1968 he travelled without his beloved Itsi Bitsi to Nepal, the land of dream in the east, a journey from which he will never return. Itsi Bitsi is the story of the rise and demise of Danish musician Ike. The movie does a fair job capturing what life was like for the youth of the 60s. Love, drug, and music is the setting for this story. Unfortunately, having been released in 2014, Americans are finally aware of the movie's existence. Number 4. Mediterranean Food 2009. In a seaside village in Spain, the teenager Sofia is a bad student that helps her father Raymond and her mother Lauren in the kitchen of the small family restaurant and dreams on becoming the best chef in the world. Her best childhood friends are the correct Tony and the reckless Frank. When Sofia finds that Raymond is bi, she leaves her fiancé Tony to work with Frank in a 5-star hotel and has a one-night stand with him. However, she returns to her village when she gets pregnant and marries Tony. Years later, Frank also returned to his village and Sophia loves Tony and Frank and they all live together as a threesome. Sophia cooks with passion and her top-notch culinary skill is recognized by other chefs. However, when Frank decides to get married and have a normal life, the relationship between Sophia and Tony is affected. This film is about a village woman who has got the skill to become a five-star chef. She has to choose between the man she loves and the career she longs for. Mediterranean food concentrates on the relationship between Sophia, Tony and Frank, while food is delegated to the background. Instead of celebrating the culinary art, it feels as if Sophia just happened to be someone who can cook. This aspect is unlike the other romantic comedy involving food such as Bella Martha. Number 3. More Than Friendship 2013. Mia, Lucas and Jonas always were like one heart and soul since childhood. Until 3 years ago when everything changed. Their friendship became love that is well beyond all conventions. A part of society feel provoked by such kind of companionship and meet them with some lack of understanding to say the least. Even their parents aren't really fond of the situation. Once a year the trio makes a trip, during which they try to let emotion flow as they come, not having to fear the reaction of others. Now it is the time again for such a trip, and that is where the film starts. After renting a mobile home, the journey starts as usual. Only one thing is different this time. Jonas was diagnosed with cancer in terminal state a few months ago. The three of them know that this might very well be the last trip they will ever make. Regardless, Mia and Lucas try their best for Jonas not to think of the inevitable. Sadly, the vow to spend the last trip only in joy fails. Number 2. Even Lover Get the Blues 2016. Anna sleeps with Hugo, Delia with Graciano, Leo with Luis and Arthur with everybody. They are lovers, friends and share their daily lives as young city dwellers in their 30s who live in Brussels. Until a heartbreaking event comes to break this balance. Between parties, work and love arise question, deep desire and the urgency to live at any cost. Even Lover Get the Blue is a 2016 Belgian drama film written and directed by Lauren Micheli. It explores themes about gender and features a cast of actors in their first major film role. The film had its world premiere at the 2016 NEMA International Film Festival, where it received the Critic Prize. At the 8th Margaret Award, it received 2 nominations in the category of Best First Feature Film and Most Promising Actress for Adriana da Fonseca. Number 1. Asfalto 2000. 3 bored young people from a middle-class background, Lucia, Charlie and Chino, turn to petty crime for kicks. But Charlie is caught and sent to prison. During this time, Lucia starts drug dealing while Chino joins the police. When Charlie is released, he allows Lucia to lead him into further criminal activity. This creates a conflict of conscience for Chino. Should he pursue his law-breaking friends or quit his job? Moving thriller filled with intense drama, nail-biting action, car crash, a love story and swiftly paced. This exciting movie contains thrill, noisy action, intrigue, spectacular final crashing and a triangle love story. Stirring movie result to be a nice yarn, well set in a sun-drenched big city Madrid. In fact, filmmaker Daniel Calpesoro dedicated this movie Asfalto to Madrid. It deals with 3 young and desperate inhabitants of this metropolis. This trio must scramble a lot of twisted relations, risk, danger and violence. They are a bunch of cunning delinquents as well as drug dealers. At the beginning, Lucia and Chino are an offbeat couple. After that, Lucia and Charlie fall in love and there take place the classical loving triangle.